afternoon. A very warm welcome to you all. I hope everybody is geared up for a Super Sunday because it's time for India versus England, and I'm Neha Bhardwaj Alter. This is being played at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow, once seen as one of the biggest matches of the tournament. Now can in fact turn into a damp squib because the defending champions, they've been absolutely abject in their campaign, having won just one match out of the 5 and looking at an end of an era in white ball cricket. Whereas for the Indian team, this has been a rampaging Indian side, an Indian juggernaut, which has been unstoppable, having won all 5 of their matches. But you know what? That's why cricket is cricket, and stranger things have happened. Netherlands beating South Africa, Afghanistan beating England, Pakistan were also beaten by Afghanistan, and Pakistan almost beat South Africa. So what is it going to be today? Another close match like last night between Australia and New Zealand, or is it going to be a one-sided game with India winning? Let's find out. Chetan Narula joins us here on the show. Jamie Alter is on the show as well. Okay, so Chetan's still not joined, but Jamie is there with us. Jamie, what does it look like? Does it look like another close game? I mean, you know what? We're kind of getting used to these close finishes, and we want another one.
Well, good afternoon, everyone watching. Look, as much as I would like to see another close match, because how contrasting were the last 3 results, but each of them gave us a certain joy. Yesterday's match was far from close, but given the nature of the head-to-head, Netherlands against Bangladesh, it was fun to see Netherlands upset another team. But coming to today's match, look, Meha, let's be honest here. There's very, very few. I'm talking about purely England supporters, and anyone even with a remotely vested interest in England cricket, they're probably not giving this team, any chance.
Yeah.
Yes, sports is a crazy beast, and it would be a massive upset. And it sounds strange to call the defending champions beating everyone's favorites an upset, but that is where England, unfortunately, this World Cup find themselves. Bottom of the points table. Netherlands are ahead of them. Afghanistan ahead of them.
Yeah.
Bangladesh are ahead of them with a better net run rate. So it's just very, very tough. As optimistic as I would like to be to see a fun match, just given the occasion, given the 2 contrasting natures of the teams, did England just seem to have mentally checked out? And if the Lucknow pitch does aid spin and Ashwin does play, I just think England's problems will be amplified. So good luck to England trying to put up a fight.
Yeah, I also feel England's problems will be amplified because England have won the toss and they have opted to field first. Jamie would say, well, that's not a decision that you'd expect right now from this side, especially the team that has been under pressure. Why are they looking to field first? Joss Butler was asked about this at the toss. The England captain, he says, we're going to bowl first today, not anything in particular. It's a tough decision. It's a great occasion, and hopefully today we bring our best. Today, he says, we want to bring our best. Rohit Sharma was asked about whether he would have wanted to bat first, and he said, absolutely. We've had a good time batting second. It's a good surface. It has played well for the 100 overs. It is quite important to think like that. And it's also important to play well. We played some good cricket, and it's always good to get a break. Now, the team sheet is here, and for the Indian team, so as I can see, there are no changes. There are no changes to the side. Ravichandran Ashwin is not playing. It is the same team as the last game. So there was this theory that maybe because it is a more spin-friendly surface in Lucknow, that Ravichandran Ashwin would come in. But no, India have gone with the same playing 11 from the last game. Chetan Narula, has he joined us? If he has, I'd like to go to him. Yes, there he is, and he is outside the Ekana Stadium. So Chetas, first, we'll get to the toss in a bit. What is it like? I know every time you've gone to a venue, I've asked you, but every venue is different. So what has that been like, being in Lucknow? What's the buzz? Tell us more.
Oh, Lucknow is vibrant, Meha. Lucknow is bouncing. Lucknow is excited. I was in old Lucknow last night. Obviously, I had to go get some kebabs in Lucknow. It's my first time in Lucknow as well. And I can tell you, there was no place to stand. Forget sitting. There was no place to stand. Everybody has come from everywhere to watch this game, from Delhi, from Mumbai, from other parts of India. You know, people have driven down from Haryana and Delhi and northern India. Lucknow is chock-a-block full this weekend. And it's all because of this game, India versus England. And again, it's going to be a very, very vibrant, very, very loud, very, very boisterous crowd. It's going to be a sea of blue. Perhaps not the same sea of blue we saw in Ahmedabad, but it's going to be a sea of blue. Behind me is the gate to the stadium, one of the gates to the stadium, and a steady stream of blue has been walking in for the last, well, I've only been standing here for the last 30 minutes since our show was delayed, but for the last couple of hours, they have been streaming in. So it's going to be an absolutely sea of blue. There have been some English fans spotted in Lucknow, maybe 10, maybe 20, but they are there. And they are, you know, I was walking with an English friend last night in the evening, and somebody sledged him walking on the road. Kal to England jeetega, kal to England jeetega. And I'm hoping that doesn't come true, but, you know, let's see what happens. It's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautifully built stadium.
Yeah.
And the pitch, you know, the pitch is going to be a used one. It was used for the South Africa-Australia game, but there's going to be a lot of turn on that pitch, which brings me to the toss. So I will first refer to you.
Okay, but before that, were the kebabs nice? Were they tasty?
Oh, the kebabs were awesome. The kebabs were awesome. I mean, I'm a huge kebab fan. They had this tandoori kali mirch. Oh my God, that was really hot. That was really hot.
Okay, now coming to the toss, guys. Your first reaction to this? I mean, Rohit Sharma at the toss saying that, look, we would have liked to bat first. India so far, I mean, they played 5 games that they won very comfortably, but those have been won chasing. Today is the first time in the World Cup that India will be setting a total. How will that turn out? Jamie, how do you look at this? Do you feel like team batting first definitely has an advantage in this case with the kind of batting India has, and especially the kind of bowling that England have and how they've struggled in the tournament?
Look, it's a fantastic toss that that Joss Butler has sort of ceded to India, because we've been discussing, you know, I feel India might just go into the semi-finals unbeaten 9-0, but all 9 matches cannot be won chasing. This is a perfect chance because India had have 3 more matches from here, and at least 3 of them I would have either expected Rohit Sharma to bat, or I would have expected, you know, someone to blunder like Joss Butler has again for the 3rd time in this World Cup, and said, you know, here, you guys go back. The form that Rohit's in, the form that Virat Kohli is in, the decent form that Shubman Gill is in, the decent form that Shreyas Iyer is in, the good form that KL Rahul is in, and then that word potential of what Suryakumar Yadav might just offer today if he bats. It's just amazing that India have got a chance to bat. Glad to hear that Rohit said that he would want to bat. I know that he firmly believes in chasing, and why wouldn't you when you're 5-0 up and you manage to chase every single target that's been put in front of you? But just to go back to what we've discussed, you don't want to be going into the semifinals operating on just one gear. You want to give your batsmen a couple of chances at the very least to set targets. You can't be getting used to the chasing. And then more than that, you want to see, can your bowlers do the same wonderful stuff they've been doing when when they're bowling second? So fantastic. And once again, Joss Butler will definitely rue this decision. It just underlines my fact. I think this team is long checked out of the World Cup.
Yeah, which is what he said even at the Wankhede after they decided to bowl first and then, you know, in the next game they chose to bat. But Chetan, the pitch itself, what are you hearing about it? I know that yesterday a lot of work was done on it. That's what I've been reading. Andy Atkinson, he was there. You know, so different rollers were rolled onto the pitch. And of course, both teams were really looking at it and wondering what to do. What is it, you know, in terms of information that you can give us about the pitch, and have India got that advantage batting first?
Well, you know, I'll take you back to yesterday evening around 5 p.m. Something happened. The Indian team hadn't arrived yet. The English team was practicing. And for the first time, they took off the covers to take a look at the pitch. It had a little bit of green on it. And then obviously the pitch curator took a look at it. Some grass was shaved off. It was rolled up nicely. It was still a little bit green. There was still a bit of green tinge on it. And then obviously the Indian team came. They were practicing. The first person to come and take a look at the pitch was Ravichandran Ashwin. And then came Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid, and Paras Mamre, the bowling coach. So 4 of them had a good chat at the wicket, and then they went and had their practice session. Ravichandran Ashwin was the first one to bowl, first one to bat. It was interesting. Not the first one to bat, obviously, when he was bowling, others were batting, but he did have a bat. And today also, when the team came, Ravichandran Ashwin was the first one to come out and watch, what the changes had been happened to the pitch. It was not as green as yesterday. You can, even from a distance, you can see there's some sort of marks on the pitch. In the pitch report, Nasir Hussain and Ravi Shastri said it's going to turn. How much, we'll have to wait and see. But it's the same pitch that was used for South Africa, Australia. It had decent bounce in it. It was coming well onto the bat. South Africa scored 300 plus on it. And then the pitch, obviously it didn't turn too much that day because the Pacers did a lot of job. So there's going to be dew here. As I've been saying throughout the tournament, this is the stadium where there's going to be the most dew or the second most dew compared to what happens in Kolkata. And the ball does something under lights. So all in all, a good decision, a good toss for India to lose because as it is, they wanted to bat first. But again, I have to go with Jamie. I mean, what are England thinking? You're playing 2 spinners. Is that why you're bowling first? Because you think the pitch is going to be drier under the sun and not under lights? I'm not sure what the reasoning behind England's decision is.
In fact, yes. So the news from the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow is that England have won the toss. They've opted to field. Both Chetan and Jamie unhappy with their decision, but very happy for India because they think that India will have that distinct advantage today, batting first. Now, India have won all 5 of their games so far chasing. So this is that perfect opportunity against a down and out England side to try batting first, set a total for themselves. Let's also take a look at the points table. And South Africa sitting pretty at the top with 10 points, but they played 1 game more than India. New Zealand have 8 points, and my goodness, they almost were going to move up to 10 points, but lost to Australia last night in the most dramatic manner. Australia 8 points. They are peaking at the right time. Travis Head is back. They are looking good. Sri Lanka with 4 points. This is now the second half. Teams below the line. Then there's Pakistan, 4 points. 4 teams are on 4 points. And then, of course, take a look at England. Who would have thought? Defending champions. Owen Morgan, former England captain, has said that this is the worst English team in any sport that he has seen. And he never thought that this was even possible, that something like this could have happened. Owen Morgan, he is talking about this English team. Can they, making a turnaround would be miraculous, but can they at least try to win from here on? You've got nothing to lose, you're all but out. Will you even try that? Or will this team be just sort of going through the motion and just somehow finishing the tournament? That's what we'll get to see today. It's not going to be easy for them though, because they are, as we've been seeing, they are going to meet this rampaging Indian side. The only unbeaten team in the tournament. Joss Butler's team, they landed in this country as defending champions. They look set to fly home with their worst tournament record for any World Cup holder. Who would have thought that this is how dismal this England team would be? Okay, let's just go across to Chetan as well and ask him a little bit more about this English side. What are you expecting from them, Chetan? Given that these guys, defending champions, now forget about it. That's, we've spoken about that, abject performance. But from here on, do you see them even trying? Because body language is one thing, but you've got to try. You've got to at least win whatever you can. Do you see that happening, or do you feel like they are so out that there is no way back from here?
Well, let me share another anecdote from last evening. Then, Meha, we were coming back after eating those wonderful kebabs with me, my English friend. He's an English journalist. And we took an Uber ride, and the Uber driver said, it's a game, anything could happen. We were obviously talking about the game. He was telling us how many fans he's ferried to and fro from whole Lucknow and the stadium. And today he's going to earn a lot of money because he's going to get $200 or $300 extra per ride today. Anyway, so he was saying that, it's a game, anything could happen. England could still surprise. They still have the players. And guess who was pessimistic about England's chances? The journalist who was sitting next to me, and he clearly said, no chance. England is not going to do anything. There is simply no positivity from that camp. There is no optimism from that camp. You look at Johnny Besto, he's talking about Ashes, Moeen Ali talking about entertaining. And then comes Marcus Trescothick, and he's saying, oh, it's a spinning wicket. We will have practice for the next test series in February.
Yeah.
Who is thinking about this tournament? Who is thinking about this tournament? And I was reading a report yesterday from my good friend who was in the car with me yesterday, and he went to eat kebabs with me yesterday. And England's contracts were being negotiated during the World Cup, leading to the World Cup. They haven't played enough matches. There's a question mark over the selection, whether Luke Wright has actually picked the right personnel for this team. What is Alex Hales? Why wasn't he given a message? I asked him about Alex Hales. He said Alex Hales was not even given a chance or not even told that he could feature in the ODI plan. So that's why he took ODI retirement. Jason Roy, nobody in the English camp or the English journalists camp is happy with the way Jason Roy was treated. It's a big mess.
Yeah.
It's a big mess. But again, if they're not optimistic, at least let's be 50-50. Let's say, okay, you know what? It's a game. It can still happen. 99.9% it's not going to happen because India are on a rampaging, momentum run at the moment. But yeah, it's still a game. Anything can still happen. You still need to bat well, bowl well. Probably not from an England perspective, but at least from an Indian perspective.
No, absolutely. And I know India will not take this one lightly as well. I think India, we've talked about this in our shows, that now it looks like a side that wants to win all 9 matches, have that momentum going into the semi-finals and hopefully finals. But look at those visuals coming from outside the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow. This team and their fans are definitely positive. The Indian team has only given them more reasons to cheer in the way they've performed so far in the tournament. Let's just soak in the ambience. There are also some of the fans talking about what they're expecting from this game. So let's play that up for you.
I've come from England.
From England. But you're wearing Indian t-shirt?
I always support England and India. But when England and India are playing, I struggle a bit. But today I want England to win. Yes, I normally wear an England cap and an India t-shirt when England and India are playing. My heart is India. My head, I support England.
पाकिस्तान के साथ, उसके बाद पूना में देखा बांग्लादेश के साथ. अब ये नवाबों के शहर में आए हम. केएल राहुल यहाँ के कैप्टन है, जिनका बैटिंग का टाइमिंग और यहाँ के लोगों का नवाबों का टाइमिंग भी एक सरी का है. तो आज होपफुली बढ़िया मैच होगा. थोड़ा टसल वाला मैच होना चाहिए और भारत जीतना चाहिए.
मैं भी पाकिस्तान का मैच देखने के बाद आज बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ इंडिया का मैच, और होपफुली आज इंग्लैंड की बैटिंग चले और इंडिया को चेस करने को अच्छा स्कोर मिले ताकि हम जीत पाए. 150 में ऑल आउट नहीं चाहिए भैया, 350-300 रन चाहिए, मजा आना चाहिए.
किंग कोहली मिशन पे ऑलरेडी है, वो वर्ल्ड कप उठा रहा है इस बार.
डेफिनेटली इंडिया जीतेगी, नो डाउट.
इंग्लैंड टक्कर देगी, वन साइडेड होगा.
जिस तरीके से इंग्लैंड का मोरल डाउन है, इंडिया के सामने टिक नहीं पाएगी. कोहली मैचलेस हैं, हर मैच को एक नए मैच की तरह खेलते हैं, पुराना भूल जाते हैं. इसलिए उनके लिए एक नया मैच होगा, नया 100 करके 49 का अपनी सेंचुरी जो वो पूरी करेंगे.
Oh my gosh, I love these reactions, especially the one where he's saying matchless हैं. विराट कोहली matchless हैं, वो पिछला मैच नहीं देखते हैं, अगला मैच के बारे में वो बात करते हैं. But Jamie, let's talk about the other fan who said that, listen, I don't want England to just collapse or some 150s, 160, whatever runs. I want them to score, a good total, and so that India can chase that down. That's the kind of optimism that fans have about this team, and rightfully so, because they've been so emphatic in all their wins.
Look, I mean, if India bat to potential, that fan mentioned 350. I don't think it'll get that far, but England could be chasing 300, 310. If this were a belter of a track, they'd be chasing 360. But even budgeting for the fact, Maya, that India has not had to bat and get into that gear, like I said, where you have to recalibrate all your plans and try and set targets. And honestly, that is oftentimes where India have struggled. I think that's why Rohit likes to chase. He wants to know exactly what the target is. But it's been a while since India, have had to bat first.
Yeah.
But look, I've got Rohit Sharma down for 100. I've got Virat Kohli down for at least 60, 70. Runs are going to flow. And, England's... How do we find optimism in this England team, right? 50-50 batting is useless. bowling is arguably slightly worse. I don't know. So it's very, very tough for me to fathom what Joss Butler was thinking when he put in. I mean, in this form, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli. It might be that even Suryakumar Yadav doesn't get to bat. And if he does get to bat, it could be that ideal situation for him where most of them before him have set the platform and he has 7, 8 overs to tee off. I mean, he could do serious damage. So I think that fan is probably getting his money's worth.
Okay, then it's time. I have 2 minutes though. I quickly want to ask you about Ravichandran Ashwin as well as predictions. So quick ones, guys. Ravichandran Ashwin, should he have played, Chetan?
Yeah, according to me, he should have played. And prediction, India to win. England, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing in England that really inspires me. India to win this very, very comfortably.
Okay, what about you, Jamie?
325 and India to win by 140, 150 runs.
Okay, I'll take you up on that one tomorrow. More often than not, you guys have been wrong, but in this one, I want you to be right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. That's a wrap then. India versus England. Hopefully, it's a close match with India winning this one. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.